Hi there! Hope you're having a terrific day. Have you ever said something like, man, I'm so full of myself, I really need to be more humble? Or have you ever said, man, I get so down on myself all the time, I need to be kinder towards myself and more self-accepting? If any of those things or things like that have ever looped in your mind, well, in this video we're going to be addressing those things. In fact, I have 3 ways of getting you out of that type of thinking. Hi there, and welcome to the Booksters Club, where we find daily inspiration from the books you love. Today's featured book is Self-Compassion by Kristin Neff PhD, and today's inspirational thought comes to us on page number 19. It says, so why do we vacillate between self-serving distortions and ruthless self-criticism? Because we want to be safe. Our development, both as a species and as individuals, is predicated on basic survival instincts. Because human beings tend to live in hierarchical social groups, those who are dominant within the group and are less likely to be rejected and have more access to valued resources. In the same way, those who accept their subordinate status also have a secure place in the social order. We can't take the risk of being outcast by the people who keep us out of harm's way. Not if we want to stay alive. Surely this behavior need not be judged. How could this desire to be safe and secure be anything other than normal and natural for any living organism? You are not the only person to have those kinds of thoughts. In fact, every human being on the planet has had those same exact thoughts, and not because every person on the planet has gone through those same situations and circumstances that made them think those thoughts. It's because those thoughts are inherited by just being a human being. In fact, Kristin Neff said that the only way to truly have compassion for yourself is to realize that those neurotic ego cycles are not of our own choosing. They are natural and universal. Put simply, we come by our dysfunctions honestly. They are a part of our human inheritance. There was a study conducted in the 1990s by Anthony Greenwald called the Implicit Association Test, and this test was designed to see how we look at ourselves and what our unconscious inclinations about ourselves are. So the subjects were basically told to press one key when they saw a word that was associated with them, like their name, and then also in extroverted words. So anything that had terms associated with being an extrovert. And then likewise, they were told to press a different key when they saw opposite words, so introverted words, and then words that were not associated with them. So what they did was they measured the time that it took that particular subject to press each of those keys. And by taking a while, it was kind of like a non-agreement with that term, and they were able to better understand how people were able to perceive themselves unconsciously. You do have an inclination of what you think you are, who you think you are subconsciously, and your mind loves to process this kind of information, but it can be draining and exhausting. So how can you have peace of mind and relief from that constant examination while still taking responsibility for your interactions with others? Well, I have 3 ways for you to get out of that constant loop of thinking negatively or self-examining yourself while still taking responsibility for your interactions. Number 1, you can keep a diary. If you can be honest about your interactions with others inside that diary, it's gonna not only help you to see patterns, but getting it out of your mind and onto paper actually makes you feel better. In fact, Sailesh Suryakumar said that when thoughts and emotions are put into words, it helps us rationalize them. The process of doing so creates a sense of heightened self-awareness, which makes you feel you know exactly what's wrong. This is not a coincidence. When you talk about your problems with a friend and then afterwards you feel like you've been able to come up with some type of a solution, it's because you were actually able to move it through your rational mind. Number 2, get comfortable with apologizing. If you have done something wrong or you feel like you should have behaved a certain way, well, by simply apologizing for your actions and taking responsibility for either making someone feel bad or angry is going to help you stop obsessing about it. Number 3, meditate. If you can learn the practice meditation of recognizing a thought when it comes in and then noticing that it is separate from you and allowing that space to become larger and larger where the thought comes in and then noticing that it isn't you is going to help you to realize that those thoughts are on autopilot and you don't have to have anything to do with them. Having those thoughts of self-doubt and self-criticism are actually a common thread within all of us. We all experience it, and actually coming to the realization that you're not unique in that is quite empowering, because you're able to recognize when those thoughts come in that you don't have to adopt them, you don't have to pay them any mind or focus on them, and you don't have to claim them as your reality. It's still important to take responsibility for your actions, but not to find yourself in this loop of self-deprecating, over-criticizing, over-analyzing thought processes. And I hope that these 3 questions were able to help you get out of those nonsense loops. If any of those 3 questions or tips did help you, I would love to hear about that in the comments. If you had a different take on this part of the book, a different part in this book, or a different book entirely that you think should be featured here on the Booksters Club, I would love to hear about that in the comments. Thank you for clicking that like button if you liked the video and found it valuable, and don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell if you're new, because I post new videos just like this every single day. See you tomorrow, Booksters. Need to be better? Please make sense for this last video. Okay. Do I? Hierarchical. Oh my god. Hierarchical. Okay. Hierarchy. Why can't I look at this and say hierarchy and say this word at the same time? Hierarchy, 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 hierarchical, 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 and hierarchical social groups. Hierarchical. Why can't I look at that and say hierarchical? Hierarchical. I'm choosing. Why can't I say this? Okay. What does that have to do with what I was just saying? Okay, because that's why. Okay, that's why. Okay. Sailesh Suryakumar. Sailesh Surya. These names. I feel like I could redo that one. We all have that endless thoughts and chatter. We all can't end things, and we all keep talking, honey, like we do, like I'm doing. Let's get to the meat. Let's wrap this up. Even in an okay. Yes, I'm done.